as you know, this man is no longer at the wheel at Man United, and he is being replaced by this guy, Ruben Amorim. It is a face scan, I'm pretty sure, and he currently is the Sporting manager. By the time this comes out, hopefully he'll be the Man United manager, and there you go. Ruben Amorim is going to be the Man United manager, and we are going to rebuild Man United for 3 seasons, realistically, by the way, under how we think Ruben Amorim is going to take charge of Man United. Now, we're going to disable the first window. If you're a Man United fan, let me know in the comments, do you like this appointment? And if you're not a Man United fan, let me know as well. I know a lot of non-United fans wanted Ten Hag to stay. But first thing we are going to do is sort out the tactics now. What I actually am going to do is import Sporting's tactics and see how realistic it is. Okay, it's a good start. It's a good start. He's playing that 3-4-2-1, which is basically what they play. So it's a good start. I want to see what it looks like in possession. And you know what? I do think that's pretty accurate. I would argue that the CM is not a deep lying playmaker, it's more of a holding midfielder. But other than that, I do think it's actually quite accurate. So I am going to change this to a holding defend. And yep, I'd agree, box to box playmaker. So I would say one of them's like a playmaker that's allowed to roam, and the other one is more of a shadow striker, like that Pedro Goncalves type. And then you have someone, it's kind of like a half winger to be honest, but the way EA puts their half wingers, as you can see, takes up a bit too wide. So realistically, he's going to play in the half space. We'll put playmaker roaming, and I'm happy with that. So the next thing we need to do, guys, is sort out who would play under Amorim. This is how Amorim is going to set up. In fact, if it was up to me, and you know what, today it is up to me, I would rather have Mazraoui playing as that right centre back with Lissandro and De Ligt like that. Now, we are going to have to maybe retrain positions, because I think Dalot should be playing at that right mid position. I also am quietly confident that Harry Mass is going to get some game time. Now, maybe not in the Premier League straight away, but I do think he eventually will get the nod at the left hand side, because if you look at Sporting, they've got Quenda, who's only 17. He's more of a right winger, but he plays as one of the wing backs / right mids, and I think Bruno would go in one of these cam spots, and I actually think it would be Rashford getting the nod. One thing I also do think is, if we're playing a lower team or a lesser team, then Garnacho goes into left mid. But realistically for Man United, I do think Garnacho is he's quite greedy, to be honest. When you watch him play, him playing wing back, I don't think he'd necessarily like it. But for the sake of this rebuild, guys, this is how we are going with the team. I'm going to look to move a few positions. I think I might even make Xerxes into a cam, honestly. Don't really see him playing. Actually, you know what? He could play out front, to be fair. He could. I'm going to try and make Ahmad into more of a cam, because I think Ahmad suits this role very nicely. And for example, there will be some games where maybe Kobe's rested and then Bruno plays in sort of the 8 rather than the 10. So like that lineup looks great to me, and Kobe can rotate as well. I'm gonna move the positions around, and guys, let me know what you think. Now, I think Luke Shaw is better as a left centre back in this system rather than a left back. He's obviously not going to come back for a little while, and I think Malacia is more suited to a left mid. Will take him a while, but that's fine. Same goes for Harry Mass. Evans, Maguire, Lindelof. At some point, they are going to be shipped out of the team, because you need mobile centre backs. I think mostly it will be De Ligt, Martinez and Yoro playing that sort of role. Here, I'm going to put Dalot on a training plan for a right mid. And you know what? I think Mazraoui would suit the right mid berth as well. Casemiro, it's going to take him too long to be a centre mid, so we'll leave him. Same with Ugarte. Realistically, Ugarte's role is more of a CDM's role, but it's just EA doesn't let us move the role to a CDM, so that's fine. I don't think it's going to take... Oh, it doesn't actually take Rashford that long to become a cam, so I'm going to put Rashford as a cam. I will leave Garnacho as a left mid. And I think Mount can play that 8 position. Eriksen has had a great season so far, one of our better players. Honestly, if I was Man United, I would let his contract run down. I wouldn't give him a new contract. But in this system that we're going to play, I think he fits into either an 8 or a 10, to be honest. Bruno, I'm going to keep as a 10. Ahmad, as I said, I'm going to move him to a cam, and I think that'll suit him nicely. Anthony's another one. He's got to go. One thing I'm going to do, though, because I think it might be trialed as well, is him as that left wing back might be the answer. And I just want to see, does Xerxes transition into a cam? He probably would be better as a cam, so I'm going to move Xerxes as a cam. So I'm going to buy one player in January, but I won't show you who it is just yet. But I do think that's who I will end up buying. One thing I will do is have a look at the contracts. Now, realistically, do I think Harry Maguire will get a 1-year extension on his contract? I think they will, but I do think they'll still look to sell him come the summertime. So I'm going to offer him, and hopefully they just give him a 1 year. Yeah, that's fine. Fine by me. Gets a 1-year extension. Lindelof, honestly, he's going to leave. I think he leaves on a free, unfortunately. They tried to get rid of him in the summer, couldn't do it. Johnny Evans has been great this season. Hasn't put a foot wrong. Again, I do think it's time to go. Tom Heaton, do you know what? I think if he wants another year, we give him another year. And maybe the same goes for Johnny Evans as well. Dan Gore, I'm going to look to renew his contract. Even though in real life, I'm not sure Man United will renew his contract. I think they might let him walk. But Ahmad is one we definitely need to renew his contract. There's no way we can let him go for free. And yeah, so Eriksen, Evans and Lindelof, I think we're okay to let them go for free at the end of the season. Jadon Sancho, now, this is an interesting one. Now that Sancho's back, well, I say Sancho's back, now that Ten Hag is gone, do Man United have a clause where they can say to Chelsea, you know what, we want to take Sancho back? They should do. He's still a Man United player, technically. They just have an obligation to buy. So at the end of the loan, he's obligated to go. But who knows? Who knows? I think that is an interesting part of the equation. Now, do we send any of the guys out on loan? Maybe Ethan Wheatley. Lenny Yoro, no, of course not. Kobe Mainu, no, of course not. Dan Gore, probably. So Wheatley and Dan Gore might go out on loan. Harry Amass I'm going to keep around. I do want to make him into a left midfielder. I think Harry Amass as well, like realistically in real life, he would benefit from being a left midfielder. And guys, we're going to get to January and we're going to see how the team is performing. So interestingly, we expect Ruben Amorim to join in the month of November. And it actually doesn't look like EA think it's going to start off very well. 3 straight losses against Chelsea, PAOK and Leicester. They do get a win against Ipswich, but those look like Ten Hag type results. Maybe December was better. December actually looks decent. Losing just to Arsenal and Man City, probably expected losses, and then winning the rest. That is unlike Man United. So I wonder where EA have us in the league table. And there you go. So EA think Man United under Amorim will finish 3rd or be 3rd place come January. I would put a lot of money on it not being the case. But to be fair, it is also very close between 2nd and 6th. There's only 3 points difference. So fair enough. If you told me Man United was 6th come January, I wouldn't be that, shocked. So okay, EA. Let's have a look at the stats. Let's see. Does EA think the stats will be any different? And I reckon we've definitely scored a few more goals than we previously had. Top goal scorer is Bruno Fernandes, 12 goals and 6 assists. He's having a really good season. Højlund, 12 goals and 2 assists. It would be great to see Højlund get 9 Premier League goals come January. He probably won't, but it's nice to hope. And you know what, those kind of look like Garnacho's stats. I think in real life he does have a few more assists. Zirkzee contributing a little bit. Rashi's struggling though, isn't he? Not really adapted to that cam position thus far. And Ugarte, he's one I expect to shine under Ruben Amorim. He's played with him before, played under him before. That's when he got his move to PSG. So let's have a look at the squads. Hopefully the players are in new positions. Obviously we didn't change Ugarte's position because realistically he is actually a CDM in this sort of system. Yoro should be playing. He's probably not playing just yet. Martinez and De Ligt. Garnacho is still that left mid. I don't think Amas has been retrained to left mid just yet. So no, he's still got probably the rest of the year left. So that's fine. Dallo has still got a few more months to go. Okay, so that's fine. That's fine. We'll sort the rest out later. I did say we're making one transfer. Who do you guys think it is? I think it's pretty obvious. We need a left midfielder of some sort. A left wing back. And I actually think Man United do have a release clause on him. It's probably not going to be in the game. But Alvaro Fernandez, having a really good season at Benfica. Better in the left mid position. Oh, you're lying. He's too important for them to sell. That is such an L. So honestly, I think Man United will sign him. He's on our shortlist, so maybe we'll get him next year. But I do think in January, Man United are going to have to recruit a new left back / left mid player. But that is Anthony Robinson. Now, in this save, I'm going to buy him. I think realistically, it's more realistic that Man United exercise their release clause on Alvaro Fernandez. Especially Amorim has seen him at Benfica probably quite closely. I think it would be a cheaper option to bring in. Ineos trying to save money as well. Looks like we'll be bringing in Robinson for about 23 million. I think Fulham would probably want closer to 30, maybe 35. But we're playing FC25 right now. Here we go. Anthony Robinson is going to be our new Nuno Santos. Is the left mid for Sporting. He's going to be our new Nuno Santos. Is he as good as Nuno Santos? Probably not, to be honest. But he does offer that athleticism down the left. And hopefully we're going to retrain him to left mid and he may even go up in rating. We shall see. Oh my, it's going to take him 311 weeks to train as a left midfielder. Did not expect that. That's an L. But there you go. We're still going to play him left mid. But if January came, guys, and Man United's team was looking like this, let me know in the comments. Would you be happy? Would you be sad? What would your thoughts be? Me personally, as a United fan, I think that looks very good. That is something we can definitely build on. Even the bench isn't too bad. So let's sim to the end of the season and see what we accomplish. So guys, we've reached the end of the season. Where do EA think we are going to finish? Are we going to get top 4? By looks at the manager rating, I don't think we did, but let's have a look. We are 5th. We finished 5th. You know what? Not far off 4th place. And does that feel realistic? Let's have a look at the table. So Man City win it with Spurs 2nd. That does not feel realistic. Man City winning it maybe. Spurs being 2nd, not so much. Arsenal, Liverpool being in the top 4 makes sense. Chelsea dropping down to 7th. I don't know about that. Potentially though. Aston Villa being 6th. Okay. Is decent. Who do EA think are getting relegated? Ipswich, Southampton, Leicester. The new clubs that went up coming straight back down. So the stats say Bruno and Højlund are going to be joint top scorers this season. I don't mind it. 15 assists for Bruno as well. So 39 goal involvements. It would be great if he got 39 goal involvements this year. I don't think he will. Rashi getting 15 goals sounds about right. Garnacho on 11. Zirkzee on 7. You know what? I don't think this is too unrealistic. Sancho, what do you reckon? Do you reckon Man United keep Sancho? Because under Amorim, he would play in one of the 10 positions. And honestly, I think he'd be really good. So I think we'll keep him around. And then Dan Gore got some playtime, scored a couple goals as well. Fair play to him. Kobe didn't actually play that much, 16 games. Maybe he struggled with injury like he is this season. Who knows? And Ugarte looks like he's performing well. So that's really good to see. Let's see how we performed in other competitions. Nowhere to be seen in the FA Cup. I'm not too sure where we finished. Oh, it looks like we were knocked out early. Yeah, we lost to West Brom at home. That is poor. That better not happen under Amorim. And Man City won the Carabao Cup. And again, looks like we were nowhere to be seen. Knocked out pretty much, yeah, the first round that we were in. We lost on penalties to Fulham. So not good for the cup competitions. We also have Europa League to look at. I forgot we were in the Europa League. I wonder if we even qualified, to be honest. So Chelsea won the conference. Athletic Club won the Europa. We finished 29th in the league. Again, we're kind of on track to do that. But hopefully that does not happen. That's really bad, actually. Let's see if Amorim can save himself in the next season. And as you can see, I think Christian Eriksen will leave come next season. I don't think they'll renew his contract. So in this save, we are not renewing his contract. And I do think this will be the season. So next season is going to be the season which Amorim is judged on. And this is the season that we're starting now. Now, I think this is probably our best lineup. I am going to move Garnacho and Sancho into the cam positions. And we're going to look at the rest of the squad and see who we're probably going to sell and who we're going to try and target in the transfer market. So starting off with who I think Man United are going to look to get rid of in the 25-26 season. I think Man United still need to bring in another wing back, even though in this save we've signed Robinson. I do think they'll look to move on Tyrell Malacia, so we will move him on. We're also going to move on Harry Maguire. Now, I personally think Man United should be doing this. He's never fit, and he's actually only 29, but he's just never fit. So I think we'd look to get rid of him. Reece Bennett, unfortunately, I don't think he's quite at the level. Sonny Al-Jafri, again, maybe they'd give him another loan. I think for the purpose of this save, we will get rid of him. Casemiro, sorry mate, it is time to go. It's time to go. Maybe Man United will let his contract run down in real life. I don't know. If they could get money for him, I'm sure they will. So Casemiro is listed. Anthony, he's got to go. I'll keep Mount around. I think Mount could potentially do something. Dangle, we're going to list up on loan. Kobe's obviously staying. Same with Fernandez. Rashford. Do I think Ineos will let Rashford go? I don't think so. But I'm not sure this sort of formation particularly suits him. This system. I'm not sure he particularly suits him. But him being from the academy, I reckon United will keep him around. Could play backup striker as well on occasion. Xerxes, new signing, he's going to stay. Ahmad is looking to stay. Dallo and Mazraoui have got that right mid sort of position locked down. That's fine. I do think Man United will look to bring in another attacker. So, based on that, I'm going to show you the positions I think we need to be looking at. Okay, guys. So, these are the 5 positions I think Man United are going to look to strengthen. And it's actually 2 centre-backs that United need. And I think they will bring in, if we're right in Maguire leaving, Lindelof leaving, Evans leaving, then they will need to bring in at least 2 centre-backs. And I think it will be one younger centre-back, similar to Lenny Yoro age. And I also think the second centre-back will be one with a little bit more experience, but one that fits the profile, you know, fast, can cover ground, can defend the channels, all of that good stuff. This, it says left winger, it's actually left mid. I think Man United will look for a world-class one. Maybe like Alphonso Davies. I know his contract situation unclear. Probably going to go to Real Madrid, but we'll be on the lookout for a left wing-back type player. Striker, I think a backup, sort of first-team quality striker to just put some pressure on Højlund. I think Højlund fits the archetype that Ruben Amorim has gone for, but you know, if Gyökeres is available, you never know. Defensive midfielder and midfielder, we're happy with Ugarte and Kobe, but maybe just some players to provide a bit of cover. especially with Casemiro looking to leave, Eriksen leaving. It's just worth freshening up that area of the pitch. But at the same time, I don't want to go and sign loads and loads of players. I want to try and keep it realistic. I think in the summer, how many players did Ineos sign? 4 or 5? So we'll do the same. This is a signing we can expect Man United to bring in. Jared Brantwaite from Everton. Now, he fits the profile of what a centre-back would look like. Comfortable on the ball, defend the channels well. And I think we can expect United to pay about 40 million for him. Obviously, in the game, we could have played a bit less, but that's fine. So perhaps next season, Man United's defence would look something like this. I do think we could still get another, maybe a cheaper centre-back to join the team. But I do think that feels semi-realistic. Let's have a little fun, guys. Would it be so unrealistic that Man United just pay big money for Victor Gyökeres and sort of just wait for Højlund to develop? Maybe limit Højlund's development a little bit. I don't see it being that unrealistic. I do think in real life they will stick with Højlund as their main man up top. Maybe get in someone with a bit more experience to play in the position. But in this world, we're giving Victor Gyökeres the number 9. And we are seeing how him and Ruben Amorim do in the 25-26 season. Is this a realistic signing, guys? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love for Victor Gyökeres to join Man United, though. That would be amazing. So Malacia going to Fenerbahce, I don't think that's too unrealistic, to be fair. And Maguire to Aston Villa. Yeah, I mean, maybe Maguire goes to a more mid-table team. I'd say Aston Villa have pushed up in the standings of more recent, but I'm not mad at that. Luke Shaw, he's finally leaving the club, and he's actually going to Crystal Palace. 31.7 million is a lot more than I think Man United could get for him. Now, when it comes to contracts, I do think they'll try and negotiate a new contract with Sancho, maybe one for a little less money, maybe on multiple years. We're going to give him a new contract. We'll give Bruno a new contract. The rest, I think we are happy to let them just go off on a free. Now, the next signing I think we should go for is someone that's actually been linked with Man United. I think his contract is running out in real life. So if United could get him on a free, that would be amazing. And that's Angel Gomez. Now, he used to play for Man United. I think we let him go for free, if I remember correctly. But he's had a resurgence. He's been really good for Lille. And as you see, he's made it into the England fold as well. Now, maybe against smaller teams, he could play in that 6th position. But I think mainly he'll be an 8 or a 10 for Man United. And I don't think it's too unrealistic. The next signing, however, might be quite unrealistic. Let me know what you think. So you're going to have to hear me out on this one. Now, you're probably thinking there's no way PSG will let him go. But his contract is expiring at the end of 2026. And he's worked with Amorim before. In fact, that's how he got the move to PSG. Similar to Ugarte. And I think Sporting sold him for about 40 million. So if Man United were to pay £50 million for Nuno Mendes with his contract expiring, I don't see why they don't accept that. As long as he wants to go, I don't see why he wouldn't, especially if Man United look to be in a better position. Now, we're going to make him a left mid, and I'm going to show you what the team is looking like, because, guys, it's an excited time. So, according to FC25, he doesn't have left mid as a secondary position, but he can play there. He'll be good. Very good going forward. Not bad defensively either, so I think he fits in perfectly. And this is what the team is looking like. Honestly, it is very good. Potentially, Angel Gomez could start instead of Kobe, but it could go either way. And this one is just to show you the potential squad depth. I'm actually thinking maybe Robinson... No, we'll keep Robinson as a left mid, or training to be a left mid. We do need another centre-back, because we are looking very thin at the centre-back position. But other than that, I think we look really good, man. Let's see how the season goes. So for 67 million, Antonio Silva joins United from Benfica. 81 rated, obviously. We could have got him for a better rating, but that's fine for a better price. We're going to put him in and around the squad. We're also going to need to sell some players. Let's just have a look. How much do you think we've spent? I think we spent probably around the 200 million mark. Okay, we spent like 270 million. Probably a little bit more than Ineos will spend. Hopefully we can get rid of some of these players. Dallo requested a transfer, which is why he's on the transfer list. We're not going to be selling him. So Anthony leaves. He's off to Fiorentina for 12.7 million. I don't think that's unrealistic, you know. I could see him going to the likes of Fiorentina. And I think he wouldn't do too bad there as well. And Casemiro is leaving. He's off to Newcastle. I could see that sort of move happening with him just being a rotational player. I don't think he's still Premier League level. It's just maybe not as an out-and-out star every week, but a good squad player to have, definitely. So going into the first game of the season, this is how the squad is looking. Do you think it will look like this come the 25-26 season? I guess only time will tell. Probably not though. It's actually quite a big squad now as well. The likes of like Anthony Robinson, who we signed, and Ahmad not even being able to make the bench, which is a slightly unfortunate, but let's see. Let's see how we do this season. We'll stop at January, I reckon. So we are in January. Let's have a look at how the squad is performing. So according to EA, by January 2026, Man United will be 3rd place and 8 points off Man City. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Man City, Arsenal, Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Aston Villa. That does look quite realistic. Tottenham being 8th. Again, quite realistic. Let's have a look at the squad. How are the squad faring? Well, people are happy, so must be doing something right. By the looks of it though, Garte hasn't been playing and Mainu hasn't been playing. With Mendes probably coming off the bench quite a bit. So the way you can tell is by the fitness. So it looks like Xerxes, Garnacho, Rashford have all been playing quite a bit. Even Branthwaite. Alright, that's not too bad. Ahmad's got a bit of playtime as well. Let's just look at the stats and go off of those. So, oh wow, Bruno is having one of those seasons again. 23 goals and we're only in January. 5 assists. Gyökeres was hoping he'd score a few more goals. 9 goals in the Prem at the halfway point. It's okay. Was hoping he'd be hitting probably more like 12 or 13. At least getting over 20 goals in the Prem for the season. So we'll see. Sancho 7 and 9, very good. Contributing well. I think he actually would suit playing in this system as like one of the 210s. Rashford probably not so much, but we are keeping him around. Garnacho, we'll move him into one of the 10 positions, but I don't really see him thriving under Ruben Amorim. Maybe he will. Maybe he'll just fit into one of those 10 positions quite nicely. Angel Gomez has played a few games as well. Hobby has barely played. I don't think that's quite realistic. He will play. He will get game time under Amorim. Anthony Robinson, honestly, we signed him when we needed him. Now that we've got Nuno Mensch and also Amas is not out on loan. I thought he was, but he's not. I'm going to get rid of Robinson. And looking at the team, maybe Anana got an injury, but it looks like Amorim prefers Bayindir. So there's that as well. Only one signing I'm looking to make, and that is Giovanni Quenda. I do reckon Man United will probably take a look at him. Him being so young, I think it fits with what Ineos are trying to do. I'm going to sign him for about 20 million, and we are going to sim to the end of the season. You reckon Man United will buy him? Maybe, who knows. I think Sporting would try to overcharge, so probably not. So we sell Anthony Robinson. He goes to Spurs for £24 million. I think we lost a bit of money on that, but yeah, it's what it is. And for the sake of his development, more of an FC25 thing, I'm going to let Lenny Yoro go out on loan, and hopefully he's able to grow a bit. So we have reached the end of the season, and we finished 3rd again. Actually, we didn't finish 3rd last year. We finished 5th. So we finished 3rd. Man United get Champions League football, and they finished 10 points behind Man City. Now, this would be good progression for Ruben Amorim. In his first full season in charge, for us to get top 4 with 80 points would be very good. Let's have a look at if we did anything else in any of the competitions. Starting with the FA Cup, it was Arsenal who won the FA Cup. Were we anywhere close? No, we lost in the third round to Chelsea. So not great. The Carabao Cup, however, saw us in our first final under Amorim. We lost to Arsenal, so Arsenal got 2 trophies. Not looking good. Champions League sees Man City face Real Madrid. Europa League, Villarreal won it. I wonder how far we got though. We didn't make the semis. Okay, we lost to Villa in the quarterfinals of the Europa League. So a lot of stuff to improve on. Let's have a look at the squad and then the stats for the season. So in terms of the squad, this is what it is looking like. Got the likes of Rashford and Xerxes, who probably do play quite a bit. Quenda, I'm not sure he's played much, but he might have played some minutes. And Matthias de Ligt is now 87 rated. I'm not sure how Brantford managed to take him out of the starting lineup, but that's fine. Højlund, unhappy. Yep, I would be unhappy too. Probably starting to just find his feet, and then Gyökeres came in. But that's fine. I think everyone's growing nicely. We've got a nice young team. Let's have a look at the stats and see if anything stood out. So in terms of stats, Onana looks... I think Onana must have been injured for Bayern to be playing so many minutes. But in terms of goals, oh my. Bruno scored 35 goals and got 9 assists, 18 in the Premier League. And Gyökeres, you know what? He got 24 goals in the league. That's what I wanted him to do. With Sancho having 29 goal involvements as well. Absolutely cooking. Back to his Dortmund form. Rashford, yeah, not great. I actually might sell Rashford, honestly. If he performed like this for Man United the rest of this season and next, then I do think he would be gone. Xerxes, probably keep him around. Got Nacho now in a cam role. Yeah, not great. Same with Ahmad, but that's fine. Antonio Silva came in, played a lot of football, grew to 84. Nuno Mensch is still at 85. We're trying to get him to play left mid. He's not really having it, but that's fine. And then Mazraoui as well. Some of the loan players don't look to have grown, to be honest. Lenny Yoro is at Lejeune at the minute. I think we're looking good. And there you have it, guys. Victor Gyökeres actually did win the Golden Boot. Didn't win Player of the Season, though. I didn't see the animation for that. But Jack Grealish was second. And they won the league, so probably Jack Grealish won it. In terms of assists, Jack Grealish was there as well. So in this world, Jack Grealish just turns amazing for some reason. And Mamardashvili, now at Liverpool, wins the Clean Sheet Award. So cool. Let's get into the next season. So guys, we are in the... What would this be? This would be 2.5 years under Amorim. Or a year and a half under Amorim. His pretty much second full season now. We are going to renew some contracts to start the season off, including Alessandro Martinez. So he's our new backup goalkeeper. And also I think having a good Premier League experienced centre-back would not be a bad idea. So for about 20 million, we'll look to bring in Joachim Andersen. And there we go. Pretty simple transfers. Not going to do much more. Let's go to January. And he's finally out of the club. A lot of Man United fans really like Marcus Rashford. They want him to stay. Now, this being, where are we, 2026? If he's still not performing, hitting the heights, then I'm happy for him to leave. And in this world, he is going to Nottingham Forest for 40 million. I do think he is a bit better than Notts Forest. No disrespect to Forest, but there you go. They got their new man. Okay, so we've made it to January. And let's have a look at how the squad is performing. So guys, we are top of the table, only just though. We are, wow, there's only 2 points between first and fifth. Now, if the league looks like this, 26-27, I am happy because that is a competitive league. And interestingly enough, Newcastle have fallen off, they're 12th. And it's Leicester, Blackburn got promoted, and Wolves in the relegation zone. But, you know what, top of the league, Amorim, if you're top of the league in the next 2 years, you will probably get a statue, mate. Let's have a look at the team. So, Nuno Mensch hasn't been playing. I don't know who would be playing left mid instead. Maybe Mazraoui. I'm not too sure, to be honest. Garnacho, Bruno is now 90 rated. Gyökeres is 89 rated. The defense is looking strong. Ugarte is 84 rated. Sancho 85. Wow, this team looks really good. Joachim Anderson, who he signed, he's still 81. Same with Trafford. Ahmad's now 81 rated. Yeah, no, this team looks very, very, very good. Definitely good enough to win a league. Gyökeres probably top scorer, right? Or him and Bruno. They love scoring the same amount of goals. Bruno, now 32, so maybe we'll start regressing after next season. But this is our last season for this video. And Gyökeres, 12 goals in the league, 15 goal involvements in 19 games in the Premier League. That is really nice to see. And has managed to get a few goals in the Champions League as well. Garnacho starting to do a bit more, 10 goal involvements, especially now that Rashford's gone and Sancho has got 10 as well. So we're not looking too bad. Ahmad's getting a bit more playtime, which is cool. Yoro's playing a lot more this year as well. One person I'm thinking of is Kobbie Mainoo. Is he getting game time? You can see Collier's not really playing. Højlund hasn't played a single minute, which is crazy. Yeah, so Kobbie's not really playing. Maybe we'll have to do another Man United rebuild just to focus on some of the present United players that have just immense potential in the game. I'm not looking to sign anyone. I'm not really looking to sell anyone either. So let's sim to the end of the season and let's see how Ruben Amorim has done. So guys, the season is done, and looking at the manager rating, it does not look like we did very well. We ended up finishing third, so dropped a couple positions from being top. Champions League football yet again, which is, I think, something that Man United would value, and Ineos. So I don't think we'd be calling for Amorim's job just yet. What would be interesting to see is whether or not we won any other trophies, and we didn't win the Champions League, that's for sure. So let's have a look. Starting with the FA Cup, Liverpool won the FA Cup on penalties. Did we at least... were we in the mix? No, looks like... oh no, Amorim could be in trouble here. Okay, no, maybe it was a 4th round exit? Yeah, we lost to Arsenal in the 4th round. It's not great. FA Cup, Carabao Cup, sorry, it went to Chelsea. We lost, round 4 to Derby. Let me know in the comments, guys, if this was Amorim's second full season in charge, do you think we should sack him? I don't know. How did we do in the Champions League? Alright, so we made it to the quarterfinals of the Champions League and then lost to Roma. You'd be expecting us to beat Roma. If we had made it to the semi-finals, then it's a bit more acceptable. Third in the league, semi-finals of the Champions League, you see the progress. But okay. And then Milan won the Europa and Borussia Mönchengladbach won the... I was going to call it the Carabao, the Conference League. Now, looking at the stats for the final season, guys, let me know in the comments if you want me to continue this or do another type of rebuild. It is entirely up to you. Top scorer was shared between Bruno and Gyökeres. Gyökeres scoring 21 in the Premier League, very nice. Sancho in double figures for both goals and assists. Garnacho managed to get double-digit goals. Looks actually quite good. Curious to see how much Kobbie played, because when we looked last time, he hadn't played a lot. Rasmus managed to play 3 games. Kobbie 8. Nuno Mensch only 19. Yeah, bit unrealistic. Lenny Yoro played at 25, which is cool. Gio Quenda actually looked like he had a good season for Bournemouth, so that's an interesting one. Ahmad played 38 games, only 8 goal involvements though, not good enough really. Let's have a look at the squad to finish off. So Gyökeres 89 rated, Bruno still growing, 91 rated is crazy. That defense looks really good. Still have the likes of Branthwaite, Anderson and Yoro who can contribute. Midfield, we've got Gomez and Kobbie, and in the attacking position, we've got Højlund as backup, as well as Xerxes, I guess, and Xerxes can also play the 10, as well as Ahmad. So we actually built a really nice team. Let me know who you think Man United will sign under Ruben Amorim. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video, subscribe to more ADR. We're trying to get to 1k subs, and I'll catch you again next time.